Hello guys, we studied about nematodes, everything about nematodes, but the diseases of the nematodes which they cause, we didn't study. So for that, I am making a small video so that you'll remember because it's a very important topic asked very often in many exams. So let's go. You know, Ascaris is a roundworm, right? Ascaris is a roundworm. The peculiar feature of this Ascaris is it will multiply a lot. There will a lot of worms are inside the stomach and inside the intestine. In the intestine, they'll reside. They'll block the intestine, they'll obstruct the intestine. The main feature is they'll obstruct the intestine and they can cause intestinal obstruction. And while obstructing the intestine, they can, because of that, they'll cause malabsorption. This is the basic disease caused by Ascaris, right? Ascaris is a roundworm. It can cause intestinal obstruction and a malabsorption. It is easy to remember because it's blocked the intestine. Next come to ankylostoma. For ankylostoma, you remember it as an anchor. Anchor is a hook, right? For ankylostoma is a hookworm. Because I am telling this mnemonic because everyone forget after remembering all the unnecessary stuff and they'll mark wrong this basic MCQs like what is hookworm, what is pinworm, what is threadworm. Yeah, ankylostoma is a hookworm, and now it will cause ground itch. Ground itch means when you walk in the ground without shoes or chappals, this hookworm will penetrate your skin and it will enter inside. So it can cause ground itch. Remember A for ankylostoma, A for anemia. Ankylostoma necator causes anemia. Ankylostoma and necator both are hookworms. They'll cause anemia, they'll cause ground itch. Remember, both Ascaris and ankylostoma has a respiratory passage. Respiratory passage means it will go upside through esophagus, it will go to larynx, it will go into the lungs, and it cause respiratory it has respiratory passage. Because of that only, both ankylostoma and that roundworm Ascaris and hookworm ankylostoma causes Loeffler's pneumonia. They will lodge in the lungs and they cause eosinophilia and they cause pneumonia out of it. This is Loeffler's pneumonia, right? Hookworm, roundworm, Loeffler's pneumonia. Next come to strongyloids. Remember TR in strongyloids as threadworm. Strong thread. Remember it as a strong thread. Threadworm. Hook and thread together is used to go up, right? While trekking, we'll throw a hook and a rope to lodge it somewhere and to use it as a hook. So hook and threadworm can penetrate the skin like this. You remember that small picture? Hook and threadworm penetrate the skin. Ascaris and ankylostoma has respiratory passages. Strongyloids and hookworm, threadworm and hookworm has skin penetration. This is the reason why ground itch is there. Remember strongyloids as ovoviviparous. So larva is present in stools, not the egg. We had a post regarding various eggs, but we put a video of strongyloids larva which is moving. That is a Raptitiform larva. So remember, the eggs will hatch inside the intestine and larvae are present in the stool. So because of this, larva can move upside or downwards, or it will penetrate again the skin, or anything they can be caused. So it can cause auto-infection, means the infection themselves, or it can cause hyperinfection. It can penetrate the skin and go, and it will cause hyperinfection, and it will stay. Larva is in the stools means it will distort the mucosa and it causes chronic diarrhea. It won't leave the body. They'll hatch there, they'll penetrate there, they'll hyperinfect, they'll auto-infect, everything they'll do. So remember, strongyloids, as eggs hatch in the intestine, so you can remember the diseases caused by it. Simple. And now remember Enterobius as pin under S. Enterobius is a pinworm first of all, and it causes perianal itch. Anus, pin under anus. Uh, it will be staying near the anal verge, and it will cause perianal itch. It will form grooves in the perianal area, and it will stay there. The child will keep on scratching it, and so the worms can lodge in the nails, and he will eat again, and it can cause auto-infection. So two nematodes causing auto-infection are, one is strongyloids, second one is Enterobius, right? Perianal fold. So this is the reason why one famous investigation is there for Enterobius, that is NIH swab. It was previously asked in AIIMS. They put a video while collecting a swab from anal area, and they have a brief history of this disease, and they ask about the organism causing it. So you can easily remember, NIH swab means they'll collect that swab from perianal area. Okay, they put that video and they gave a history, and they ask about the organism. So you can easily identify now it as Enterobius, because you remember it as pin under S. So Enterobius is a pinworm, so it stays in perianal area causing perianal itch. So while taking NIH swab, we can pick up the eggs, right? Eggs are there in the perianal area. Okay, that eggs will lodge into the nails, and it can cause auto-infection also. That is as simple as that. Next come to Trichuris trichura. Remember Trichuris, trich as a whip. This whip will catch the rectum and it will drag down. So remember it like this. So Trichuris trichura can cause rectal prolapse. Very, very famous bit. Which nematode cause rectal prolapse? It's easy. A whip can drag a rectum. So whipworm will cause a rectal prolapse. Remember, hook and whip will cause iron deficiency anemia. You know ankylostoma A for anemia. The anemia which is caused by it is iron deficiency anemia. You remember, along with hook, whip will cause iron deficiency anemia. Here the pair of bits are there which will cause auto-infection. You know that, strongyloids and this Enterobius. Now which will cause iron deficiency anemia? That is hookworm and whipworm, ankylostoma and trichuris. These are pairs of infection which has respiratory passage, that is, first to Ascaris, ankylostoma. These are pairs of bits here. He will ask as a multiple answer questions in PGI, and it is important to remember nematodes. I made a video that you don't feel confused while taking this as a written post. So very important topic. They'll mix all features in single question. We learned in successive posts, 3 to 4 posts, what are the eggs, what are the drug of choices, what are the investigations, everything we learned. Along with that, they'll mix these clinical features and they'll ask us clinical questions. It is easy to answer. Thank you. Happy learning. Keep following our content. So please like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel. Thank you.